Greetings.
Hello. We thought we'd check in today because things have been shifting and changing so much. I think partly because Sherry's been recovering from hip replacement surgery, partly because things are shifting around the shelter in place and there's a kind of a morphing, partly because we're moving into summer and the weather's changing. And we just thought, how are you guys doing? We wanted to check in with you.
I've been hearing from so many people, and this is true for myself too, that the changes now of coming out of the pandemic are confusing and to many of us overwhelming. Just getting out and about after having been in so much is some people think I don't actually want to get out to the same normal I was in before.
Yeah, so I love the idea that sense of we're going back to normal as though that was a possibility. There's no pre-pandemic, there's no this year and a half, but I think that this is an opportunity right now to sort of think as we sort of venture out again. What is the newest reality? What is the new reality that we're working
and
with?
How do we want to be in it regardless of what it is? Because it's not like I can just decide, oh, this is what my life is going to be now, because there's so much else that can affect it. So how do I stay in place, in balance with whatever's going to come at me? That's what I'm looking for right now.
You know, that really helps me when I think about it, because I've had for myself a sense of like I almost feel like I don't want to go back out. There's been so much this year and a half. There's been so much deepening and learning for me that there's some part of me that's sort of wanting to hold on to that as though I could stop time, and then another part of me is just really eager to hug people and to be in circle again with people.
One thing I appreciate that I want to continue with, and that is the work we've been doing in community in the chi field, since we couldn't get together in person, and that's opened it up. I miss the personal contact, I want the hugs, but I've enjoyed having that extended community that can go beyond just Oakland or just the Bay Area, but Europe, Canada, Mexico, other parts of the country. It's so nice to have the connection with community that's spreading now. I want to continue with that.
Yeah, it has been amazing and humbling to watch the chi field grow the way that we have over this last year, and I feel so grateful to be able to connect with folks in the ways that we have. And I've been thinking a lot about sort of when I was sort of saying, imagining a new reality, it's that, you know, this is the time of the lotus, right? We're in the summer season, so it's the time of the heart, and it's all about how are we in our hearts, and how do we expand from the heart? What does that look like, and how do we stay easeful in that process?
Yeah, stay balanced. I'm looking forward to doing the Lotus Workshop, and that's coming up this month, right?
It's an online workshop this year, still honoring the shelter in place.
Now, every summer, I think since I've known you, we've done Lotus, and it's been sometimes in Sonoma or Redwood Park in Oakland, sometimes in a small garden, sometimes a small group, some with large group, and consistently.
Yes, sometimes a half day, sometimes a day, sometimes a week.
And regardless, consistently.
26 years of doing this together.
Oh, yeah. And I'm looking forward to again, because consistently what happens is a greater sense of balance, a greater sense of preparedness, a greater sense of readiness for the change that comes just with the change of going into summer.
Yeah, so we not only have the change of going into summer, but we're also coming out and sort of looking around and being able to sort of say, where are we now?
What do I want to come out? You know, I'm saying I don't want to decide that this is going to be the exact reality that I have, but what am I wanting to nurture? And I can do that regardless, I hope, I believe, and with the work that we do in the Lotus. I love the sense that the lotus flower it taps down and roots underwater into the muck, into the mud, into the ooze, and then brings that up as nourishment to blossom into its now thousands of petals. Some of the lotus have.
1,000 petal lotus.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I want to do. There's been muck from the past several years, and particularly this.
Well, you've been in a lot of pain for the last several years, and now you're coming out of the hip replacement surgery and being able to walk without...
And dance! I can dance! So what do I want to do now with this new health and this new energy that still allows me to stay balanced and present and coming from the heart, regardless of what comes at us this year?
So let's ask you, what does this summer mean for you, and how are you feeling this you know, this summer is about coming forward whether we want to or not even. It's I don't even want to put it that way. Change happens, and it continues to happen. So what I'm finding for myself is rather than to clutch on to this is how things have to be, to let changes happen, move through me like water. And I was wondering for you guys, what would any of you just put in the comments below, anything that you're experiencing as we shift weather, as we shift the climate of the country, as we here in the U.S., those of you in the U.S., or any other shifts that you're perceiving in your life or in your world.
And perhaps what do you want to keep from the pandemic that was new, and then what are you really celebrating to let go of?
Yes, love to hear. Please put comments below. We both really relish reading what you have to say.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So, are we ready to say,
Yes,
be well,
be well, and
let
let the chi flow. Bye-bye.
Bye.